Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Tim's Takeaways. I hope everybody's having a great week and enjoying their weekend. As you can tell, this is a different background in my house that I'm using today to film this video. I'm doing this in front of my workspace, and you can see clearly behind me I've got the wall of professional athletes that I've been able to cover. All these kids have come from Wilmington high schools and have played at the professional level, so I thought it was a cool way to honor them. I got all their pictures up on my workspace, and got a feeling I'll be adding some new pictures here in the next, potentially maybe weeks, or definitely within the next year or two. Should be some more athletes joining onto that list of professional athletes that I was able to cover during their high school careers. The reason I chose this location today, in case you haven't heard, earlier this week, Saniya Rivers from Ashley was named the Gatorade National Girls Basketball Player of the Year. I got a feeling it will not be too long before Saniya's picture is up there on that wall, with my workspace. Obviously had the great pleasure of covering Saniya all 4 years of her high school career, and knew from the first game I saw her play that she was on a different level, was a special player, and just continued to grow as a player. I remember she was really shy her freshman year. It was hard to get a whole lot of words out of her during interviews. She grew in that aspect, became a terrific interview. Really just got to know her and her family over these past 4 years, and I just want to say a special personal congratulations to Saniya for such a great accomplishment. Absolutely well deserved. Obviously, I don't have the fortune of seeing every girls basketball player in the country, but I find it very hard to believe that there's anybody better out there than Saniya Rivers. Just the things she does on the court do not, most girls don't have the capability of doing. Some boys don't even have the capability of doing. So she's a special player, a special person, and I'll certainly miss watching her here in Wilmington and getting that opportunity to get to see her. But I know she's going to do great things at South Carolina and then beyond. Definitely expect her to move on after her 4 years at South Carolina and have a great WNBA career. Got one WNBA player up there behind me, Tamara Young from Laney, as you can see up above me, and I got a feeling we'll be adding Saniya up there before too long. So congratulations again, Saniya. She's now in the running for the Gatorade National Female Player of the Year. Hopefully she'll win that honor as well. Would also be well deserved if she was able to win that one as well. So we'll find out about that one here in the next few months. But if you didn't get a chance to read my story, go back onto the website. It's free to view. Just click on archives, and you'll be able to scroll back and find that story about Saniya being named Gatorade National Player of the Year. We'll move into some current sports that are happening now. Had some rainouts on the baseball field on Friday, but a couple games got played yesterday, and the biggest one was Laney and Hoggard, two teams that came in on big winning streaks. Hoggard had won 6 in a row entering that game. Laney had won 4 in a row, and the Buccaneers scored 4 runs in the top of the 7th, held on for a 4-2 victory to improve their winning streak to 5 games, and really keep their playoff berths alive. They're still really on the bubble. They're probably going to need some help. They're definitely going to have to win their last 2 games. But after starting the season, I think 2-5, they've now won 5 in a row. They're 7-5, and things have really turned around there. It was a tough loss for Hoggard. They were looking pretty good to get into the playoffs. Now with that loss, they're probably also on the bubble. They've got 4 losses. Laney has 5, so both of those teams really on the bubble. And this last week we'll kind of decide who makes it. It looks like Ashley in the 4A and South Brunswick in the 3A are in a really good position to get the Mid-Eastern Conference automatic berths. Both teams just need to win one of their last games this week. So I think South Brunswick has 3 games left. Ashley has 2 left. One win for either of those will take care of clinching the automatic berth for both of those teams. And then we'll see if we potentially get any wild cards. I think we're not looking great in the 3A. I think South Brunswick's probably the only 3A team that'll make the playoffs. But like I said, Hoggard and Laney both pretty much on the bubble in 4A. So potential we could get multiple bids into the 4A playoff brackets. Also yesterday we had the Mid-Eastern Conference Girls Tennis Championships. Both singles and doubles were contested. The 4A was held here in Wilmington. The 3A was held in Southport. And, congratulations to all those winners. I think, a few names that stand out that potentially have a chance to make, a solid run here at regionals and at states. At the 4A level, Elizabeth Volman and Macy Morrison from Hoggard claimed their second straight Mid-Eastern Conference doubles title. Won a pair of matches in straight sets, pretty dominant fashion. Last year they were the 4A East Regional Champions, so they'll defend that crown in a couple weeks when they head to regionals. And then they made the second round at states before falling in 3 sets to the eventual state champions from Huff. Macy and Elizabeth were actually the only team to take a set off of that Huff team in the state championships last year. So they'll be one of the favorites to win the 4A state championship. They've been playing at a really high level, and if they can continue to do that, they could make a really deep run at the state championships and potentially even bring home a state title. At the 3A level, Peyton Philemon, the defending Coastal Preps Player of the Year, sophomore at New Hanover. She's just been dominant over her high school career, her 2 years so far. Last year, her and her partner, Frances Coleman, made the state championships in doubles in 3A. This year, Peyton's playing as a singles player. She rolled yesterday at the conference championship. She didn't drop a game. Had a pair of 6-0, 6-0 victories, and then also won 8-0 in the finals. So she'll head to the 3A East Regionals as the heavy favorite to win. And then she's obviously one of the heavy favorites to win the 3A state singles title as well. So got a lot to look forward to over the next couple weeks. On the tennis courts, as we don't have dual team playoffs this year, it'll just be individual state championships. So we've got that on the upcoming here in the next couple weeks. Track and field, we were supposed to have a couple events this week, but they got rained out. But the big one is coming up this Wednesday at Hoggard. It'll be all day, starting at 1 o'clock, running all through the day, the Mid-Eastern Conference Championships. And the way that track and field has gone this year, really haven't seen all these teams compete against each other. The first couple meets was only 2 teams competing against each other. Then we went to 4 teams in the conference competing against each other. So this will be the first time all 8 teams are out there together. If I had to guess, I think Hoggard probably enters as the favorite on the boys and the girls side. But we've had some crazy things happen and some really tight finishes here the last couple years at the Mid-Eastern Conference Track Championships. So I'll be out there for a little bit Wednesday to get some pictures and to cover it. And then obviously I'll have a full story and a photo gallery up on the website later Wednesday. We're running into getting towards the end of wrestling season. The Laney wrestling team picked up some more victories this week. They're still undefeated. We've got a lot of individuals that are continuing to wrestle really well, and those regionals and state tournaments will be coming up soon. I was coming up with a list earlier this week of wrestlers that I think potentially could win a state championship, and I think I came up with about 6 or 7 names. Realistically, we probably got 3 or 4 that could win it, but I think there's anywhere between 6 to 8 that if they get the right draw or they just get hot at the right time, could bring back a state championship. Remember, last year we had 3 state champions, and that's really good for this area. So if we could get three, maybe even, one or two more. That would be an excellent year for this area. Like tennis, there won't be a dual team playoffs, so unfortunately, Laney won't get a chance to win a state title as a team. I think they do have a good shot at the individual tournament of potentially winning that state title, because I think they have multiple guys that could win state titles, and then definitely some more that should place. Would not surprise me at all if Laney had 6 or 7 kids place at the state championships. That'll give them a lot of points and could potentially give them a state championship. Well, I hope everybody has a great week. Like I said, we're at the end of the regular season here for all of these sports, and then we'll be getting into playoffs starting the following week. So be sure to follow along on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, as I provide the best coverage of high school sports in New Hanover, Brunswick, and Pender counties. Hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.